Okay, we had our circumstances card, which is the death card. Ouch. Okay, yeah, it's clarified by the Three of Swords, so this is definitely indicating a severing of ties, separation. There's a bit of cruelty involved here. This is definitely heartache, pain, and it comes from a relationship, most likely. For most, it's a relationship. This could be, not getting something that you want, and you put a lot of energy into, and you don't get it. But more times, 90% of the time, this is relationships. And this can quite literally indicate a third party situation. So you do need to be careful. And bringing that up definitely makes me come back here because the Seven of Swords, especially when we have the Three of Swords, can indicate that there is some unfaithfulness, whether it's on your partner's behalf or whether it's on your behalf. It does indicate that there could be some unfaithfulness. So yes, this can also give you a bit of a feeling of being abandoned. And sometimes things can be done in a very cruel way. But overall, that is what's causing this major change and transition. So clearly you're going to be leaving someone behind. This could even be a friendship, and maybe there's a deception or a betrayal within a friendship. This can go many different ways. So, okay, advice cards. Two of coins, Two of swords. So, Two of Swords, you definitely have a decision to make, definitely in regards to this heartbreak and this major transition that you're going to have to make. And with the Judgment card, yes, there's definitely a decision that you have to make. And you need to go in within, use that good reasoning and logic ability you guys have, because this is our Moon and Libra card. But you're also being advised to be prepared to handle many different situations. You'll be able to do so just fine. You're going to get through this. But you may need to be ready to multitask. And that might be just what the doctor ordered to help take your mind away from, this horrible heartbreak here. So you might turn your focus to your finances. But, this definitely indicates having many irons in the fire, but we are able to juggle many different things with ease. Now, sometimes disappointing news can come along with the Two of Coins, but this is nothing that's going to set you back beyond what you've already been set back, okay? So don't let it knock you down. Just keep going. Okay, we have our Sun in the reverse position. We clarify and we get the Two of Wands in the reverse position. Yeah, I think we just had that. Yep, right there. Okay, so yeah, this would definitely show that you guys may be having an issue in regards to dealing with, a delay that's occurred. Maybe within a project that you started, maybe a business venture. I mean, something that you've started here, and now you're being forced to go back to square one. Either because of frustrations and delays, or maybe we had a lack of foresight. We didn't plan for something, and it just kind of comes crashing down on us. But, that doesn't mean that it's completely doomed. It just means that we need to step back, take an objective look. Again, use that Libra reasoning, logic abilities, and you'll be able to figure it out. And like I said, if it's something that you really want to pursue, then you're going to have to modify your plan. But ultimately, it is being delayed. But do try to maintain some optimism. Don't look at it as like, oh, I'm screwed. Don't look at it like that. Try to be optimistic like the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is absolutely optimistic. Absolutely. She believes in herself, and you need to believe in yourself, Libra. Sure, you may be having a delay, and that could be very frustrating, but that doesn't mean that you're doomed, okay? So just know that this can turn around. And the advice, Four of Coins. So the Four of Coins is about just, continue working towards your financial security. Keep focusing on building your coins up. Yeah. Sun and Capricorn. You might just need to put your nose to the grindstone and just, work through it. It might help you to take your mind off of the issues, the loss here. But, if you just keep working, this is hard work. So if you don't mind working hard, then, and you put the work in, you can make these turn to the upright position, okay? But you gotta believe in yourself. I believe in you guys, so there's no reason why you shouldn't believe in yourself, okay? Okay, this was our near future card. We had the Seven of Swords. Oh, wow, yeah. We clarify, we have the Ten of Swords. So this is definitely something very karmic, a relationship, an association with someone that, it's a very karmic flavor to it. You see this man, he's got 10 swords in his back. We could take this literally as you may feel like you were stabbed in the back. So, this could be a romantic relationship and or marriage, or this could be a friendship. This could be, a business partnership, but this feels more personal. So, family, friends, and or, romantic partners. But this is an ending, it's a karmic ending. It's a painful ending because you definitely feel betrayed. You definitely feel stabbed in the back. You definitely feel like you were taken advantage of, Sometimes there can be feelings of depression and despair that come up here. But you need to realize, just like the sunset in the background, is there to remind you that, the sun will come up tomorrow. And whatever is being removed out of your life is being removed for a good purpose. You may not be able to see it right now, but ultimately it's going to lead to something a lot better for you. And the Ten of Swords does clear the slate for you. So, karmically speaking, your slate will be clean for starting, down a new path or new direction that you create. And that is a positive. Okay, for the advice, we got the Fool in the reverse position. So this is definitely saying you do need to be careful of making an unwise, foolish, impulsive type decisions. Don't be foolish, and don't do anything reckless, okay? You don't want to act on impulse. You want to think things through, because you guys are going to get to start down a new path. And so you want to handle this as gracefully as possible. I know this is a shit situation, okay? Excuse my French, it is what it is. I gotta stop trying to filter myself here. I know this is just a bad situation here. And so, it's going to make you want to react, not in the best way. But do be careful. Try to handle it gracefully so that we don't accrue any more, unnecessary karma because we're cleansing it. So, just know that there is a new start coming for you. You're going to get this new direction, this new path. You're going to get it. Just be careful. Don't make impulsive, hasty decisions. Don't be reckless. Think things through before you act. Okay, we had our Queen of Wands. So we clarify we have the Ace of Cups again. Yeah, so clearly you guys are wanting to start this down this new direction, this new path. Maybe you're tired of being hurt in relationships. Maybe you've just had enough of being hurt. Maybe you're tired of feeling insecure. You know, maybe a relationship that you got into, maybe it didn't last very long. Yeah. And, the Ace of Swords in the reverse position is indicating insecurity. But the one thing that the Queen of Wands does not have is insecurity. Okay? So maybe through experiencing this insecurity, you're going to be like, hey, I'm not going to be like that no more. I'm taking charge. I'm taking charge of my feelings, and I'm taking charge of my destiny. And that's how you should be. So, Now, for advice, we have Page of Coins. So, yeah, definitely focused on money. Hey, we have Page of Coins there. At least is in the upright position here. So, some of you are definitely focused on finances. And or some of you might be going to consider going back to school, perhaps taking a course or even enrolling in a college. But the overall focus is going to be about money and receiving messages about money. For some of you, this could be an actual child in your life, which could be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Maybe some of you are worried about a child, but don't worry. They're going to be okay. They're going to be fine. And you're going to be fine. Because you're definitely going to get past some of these self-esteem issues. Because this is a wonderful energy. And if you have been down on yourself, if you've had low self-esteem or issues with insecurity, just feeling like you're not good enough, that's going to come to an end. That's going to come to an end. And it should come to an end. You guys are beautiful and you don't need to be feeling all insecure. Okay, we had our King of Swords. And then we get the Four of Pentacles in the reverse position. So, Four of Pentacles in the reverse, this can indicate a financial loss, but more times than not, Four of Pentacles, it's often a warning to take care and try to not be selfish or greedy. So, someone may want to borrow money from you. Perhaps you may be like, nope. But do weigh both sides of the issue out. And for those of you who might end up in court, this could indicate a bit of a financial loss for you. But I don't think it would be, a world devastating blow. So it's just going to be inconveniencing. But, you guys are going to prosper on. You're going to be fine. But overall, someone may be trying to get money from you. Sorry about that. Okay. Sorry, I apologize about that. For that, my phone started ringing. It was my daughter. I had to take the call. Okay. Now, for advice, we have the Six of Cups. So, some of you could be dealing with someone from your past. But someone from your past could come in and offer you help. Someone from the past could actually come in, offer you help, or offer you an opportunity. So, perhaps you meet someone and they're like, hey, I got a job that you'd be really good at, and this person will have ties to your past. This can also indicate, as children, so this is definitely your childhood. But this can indicate, our siblings. This can also indicate cousins, family. But, this could also be someone that you went to school with. Or you might meet someone new that could perhaps be from your hometown or maybe went to the same high school that you went to. But overall, someone's going to be there to offer help. So instead of someone asking for help, I now see that someone's going to offer you help. It is a possibility that some could still ask for help. And if someone does ask you for help, this person will have ties to your past. But I feel that for most of you, you will be offered help or an opportunity, and this opportunity comes from someone in your past. They will have ties to your past. Just make sure to weigh it out and see if this is what you really want. Okay. So I went ahead and did the love oracle a little bit differently as well. So this is for my single Libra suns, Libra moons, and Libra risings. For the first card, we have finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And maybe for the lack thereof, the lack of a love life, maybe you're just focused on your finances and career. Maybe some of you who are newly single, due to this energy, you're focusing on your finances and career. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So yeah, this is a good card, and this card definitely speaks of clearing your energy, because a soulmate will be coming to you, but this is it does have a waiting period. It could be a short waiting period or it could be a long one, but you need to know that divine timing is at work, and it will happen when it's meant to. But it's a very good card. And then for our third card, we have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So yeah, I feel like this is definitely speaking to a lot of the Libras that are definitely getting out of a relationship or working on it. Okay, for my Libras that are in a committed relationship and or married, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Now that can be literal. This can mean that perhaps if you're experiencing issues in a relationship, you might need to just retreat from those issues. Take some time for yourself, to work on yourself, and to get centered again, and then you can deal. Or this could be indicating that perhaps you and your loved one may need to take a time out from your busy schedules and have some time to yourselves to, reconnect with one another. And wedding, this situation involves marriage. So this could be indicating that perhaps maybe you're married to this person. This can also indicate that for some of you that you might be waiting and anticipating getting married. This can also indicate that you may receive an invitation to a wedding, someone else's wedding. So that's always a possibility. And this can also indicate that for those who are already married, that you may need to seek out some counseling, like marital type counseling. You may be experiencing issues within your relationship, and a good, marital therapist would be very beneficial. Someone who won't be biased, So yeah, some of you may need to have some counseling if you're experiencing issues within your relationship, not seeing eye to eye. For some of you, you could be hoping to get married soon. For some of you, you will be receiving an invitation to a wedding and or attending a wedding soon. And this will be for someone else. And this could also be indicating that perhaps, you're married and you need to give your relationship a chance. And by retreating, You know, if you're arguing, retreat, from the argument so that both parties can calm down and, find a way to center yourself. Or perhaps that you need to retreat together and spend some quality time, together without having, our cell phones flipping out and going, off and ringing and, you know, just, pull back, spend some, quality time with one another so that you can truly reconnect on a deep level.